Hey everyone, in this video I'll be breaking down the best pals to breed and butcher in Palworld's 1.0 update. That felt really weird to say, but there are a lot of pals that are going to give us some really important things like technology manuals here, which allows us to learn our skills. You can see we just got 3 of them there. We can also get some very important resources like Coralum, and this is actually the best method for us to get Coralum ore here, which is otherwise kind of annoying to go fishing for. And pals like Mammarest can actually help us craft the best foods in the game. The Mammarest curry, which will increase our attack by 25%, which is really good. Now some quick tips and tricks here before we dive right into the best pals. You're going to have a breeding farm at your base. I would recommend having a vegetable cake in it, which you can create. I do have a full breeding guide, which I'll have linked in the pinned comment there just to help make this a little bit easier because there's a lot to know to breeding and I don't want to bog this video down with that. But creating a vegetable cake gives you the chance for 2 eggs, and we can also use Grintail to give us an increased chance of getting an additional egg. It's a 75% chance. Now, do not bring Bronze Cherry and Bronze Cherry Aqua. This is something I've seen in a lot of my past videos what I was talking about. I've mentioned do not use these because they will make the pal an alpha, which changes the drops that you get from those pals. So don't bring Bronze Cherry Aqua and Bronze Cherry here unless otherwise stated by this video. Grintail is fine though. You can also use the Ancient Hatchery if in the late game here, just makes things a lot smoother. But the first one I'm going to recommend that we end up slaughtering is Mammarest. Now, the thing with Mammarest is that it's going to give us the best food item in the game, as kind of previously mentioned there. So you're just going to load these up into the PAL disassembler here, which you can craft at your base. Alternatively, you can use Splatterina alongside a Butcher's Cleaver here, and Splatterina is going to give you 200% increased drops. So if you're at an earlier state of the game and don't want to just put them all through the grinder, you can just use this to make it a lot quicker and easier. But the thing with this is my pals are running away with the food here, but you're going to get the Mammarest meat here, which is used for the curry, and you will need that ancient kitchen to be able to craft it. Now, another thing is if you can possibly get this on your pals, you want to have Lavish Hospitality as a passive on it, which will give 100% increased drop rates from the pal, as well as Service Minded for another 50%. Now, this is a little bit tricky to do, but what you can do to make this easier is get a Yakumo here that has Lavish Hospitality and Service Minded, which then you can just take your Yakumo out, catch the pals that you need to for breeding, and they'll likely have these as a 30% chance. Now next up, this is really sad. Don't worry, they enjoy this. We're going to be using Lylene and Lylene or Lylene Knock. Because you can see there, we just got an innovative technical manual there. So there's like a 10% chance for it to drop it. But with these, if you get those passives on it, you're going to get 3 of them there. So it's 3 extra stat points that you can get just for doing that. I guess there are 2 stat points each. So you get you get a technological manual, you get 2 points from it, you get 3 of those at 6 points per 10% chance of Lylene. And you can just mass breed these and also use things like Lylene Knocked alternatively. But a bit of a different farm here. We can also get ourselves the innovative technological manuals here and large pal souls if we use Shadowbeak. So yeah, Shadowbeak is another really great option if you want. Lylene will give you healing medicine, whereas Shadowbeak is going to give us those pal souls, as well as the books too. They have a similar drop rate around 10% here. So you can see we got carbon fiber, 3 large pal souls, and 5 plasteel. Anubis does drop similar. You can get yourself the large pal souls, but Anubis has a much lower drop rate for the book, so it's not worth really doing. If you want those drops, you can just use Shadowbeak, which will give you the large souls and a higher chance of getting the books. Next up is Big Whale Season. Whaleaska Ignis, or Whaleaska here, is a great source of Coralum ore. Now, you can use Whaleaska Ignis here to also get yourself the flame organs if you want, or regular Whaleaska here, which will give us the ice organs, as well as that Coralum ore. Now, another really great way to get ourselves Coralum is Neptilius here. He actually drops a crazy amount, and it can also give you Hexolite there, as you're seeing. So, yeah, you get a lot more resources from Neptilius here, and it's worth farming to use them because, yeah, you see it there. Hexolite and Coralum ore, 25 a pop. And next up is Agidron. Now, the thing with this is it's going to give us giant pal souls and thermal cores. These are required to make AI cores, some of the most annoying items to craft in the game, as well as giant pal souls. Everyone can use more of those. And you can find Agidron here in the world tree. And the thing with Agidron here is it's an alpha, so it'll have a completely different drop table, but you can also find it for mutated eggs. Now, Jedragon can actually be a really nice one because you're going to get Soralite from him. You'll also get thermal cores, and you can also get diamonds from him. It's a little bit more of a rare drop. You said we got 3 diamonds there. So yeah, you can get Soralite really easy, even though there's a lot of base locations that are set up right by Soralite here. So yeah, you don't have to go too far to find it if you're in the late game, but you can also just have it passively be made here by your Jedragon farm. Now, Dandelion's one of my favorite new pals here, but unfortunate for him, he drops some of the best items in the game. Ancient Civilization Core, a huge bottleneck once you get to the late game. He drops a good source of them. He also gives Giant Pal Souls and Venom Glands, 69 of them. Nice. And we can also get ourselves Hallowed Bars here by having an alpha Eye of Cthulhu. They actually drop an insane amount. It's like 50 to 70 roughly Hallowed Bars here with this setup, and it can give you an insane amount for any type of the Terraria items that you want to farm. Now this one isn't alpha, and it's the Eye of Cthulhu here. Now, there's another option for us, and you can just use a Paul gender surgery changer to be able to change this from male to female for breeding. But if you don't want to focus on having Brawn Trade to make them alphas, what we can do is use rainbow slimes instead. So yeah, that gave us the Hallowed Bars. We also got the Eye of Cthulhu mask there. So yeah, you can get less Hallowed Bars here from rainbow slimes, but you don't have to worry about making them alphas. It's around 24-ish, so half the amount we get from Eye of Cthulhu. But you will get a ton of Hallowed Bars, so. Now, Kickit's actually kind of an interesting one here because there's not many great sources of oil if you don't want to use an extractor. But you can see there, we're getting crude oil drops. They're not, it's like a 25% chance roughly, I'm pretty sure here. But you can get crude oil from Kickit as well. So that's great if you want to fly your wingsuit without having to set up a base at specific locations. Now, Dazzy actually makes for a really good one because with this, you're actually getting two items that we want. Electric Organs, which are kind of a rare item to grab, and Dazzy's Clouds. Now, Dazzy's Clouds are really good because Dazzy will then let us create the Homeward Thundercloud item, which lets us teleport to our nearest base. So this is great if you're out exploring and don't want to, you know, run back. Now, the alpha pals in this game, there's certain ones that are going to give you legendary schematics, not at a very high drop rate. I may do a separate video on that if you guys would like to see that, so let me know in the comments. But yeah, those are the best pals to breed and then butcher in Palworld's 1.0 update. Lots of really powerful items here that can carry you through your game. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, hit the subscribe button below if you enjoyed, and we'll catch you guys all in the next video.